has been like every month the same, and I skipped school days. I quit a job because it wasn't acceptable that I have days off every month because I have my period. I've been hearing all the time, if I complain about it, basically, it is what it is. It's just like that. It's gonna go away at some point.
Today, I have the beautiful Iman with me, and I am so excited for this topic because many of us as women are made to feel like period pain is something that is absolutely unavoidable, that there's no way to get around it, that it's something that we have to struggle with our whole life. And for many of us, we're looking for so many different solutions that don't actually work. And so when Iman shared her story in our Yes Apply Method Facebook group, that she shifted her beliefs and shifted her emotions, and after years of struggling with period pain, it absolutely went away. I was like, this is a story that I need to share with all of us so that we can find out how she did it and hear what the shifts are and know that we can also try these different things in our lives and look perhaps outside of just physical, tangible outcomes, but also look at the emotional or the belief work that we can do. So I'm so grateful to have you here with me today as we dive into the shifts of the subconscious mind and the shifts of the energy that helped you create a physical shift. So I'm going to hand it over to you and let you introduce yourself and say hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. So I am Iman, and I'm a mindset coach and nervous system mastery teacher. That's what I call it, and it's actually combines nervous system regulation and mindfulness. I'm certified as a mindset coach and a breathwork and yoga nidra teacher, and I joined Yes Supply this actually at the end of 2023, and I graduated this year, and it has been amazing. Such a beautiful experience.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, you're doing such beautiful things. So tell me, what was your journey with suffering with pain every month?
Hmm. So I had the period pain since day one, and it has been like every month the same. And I skipped school days. I quit a job because it wasn't acceptable that I have days off every month because I have my period. So it was a fact in my life. Like it is, I've been hearing all the time, if I complain about it, basically, it is what it is. It's just like that. It's gonna go away at some point. But I kind of accepted that for so many years, and sometimes I just use paracetamol just to kind of quiet the pain, some herbs. But I really kind of believed that it is what it is in that way, and I will suffer my whole life having the pain every month. Until I started really to work on the body. So I started on personal development since 2017, um, and I was working all the time on the mind. At some point, it started to shift to working on the energy, but my I was ignoring my body the whole time. So the moment basically I started to have this connection when I started my certification for breath work, and I saw how powerful just deepening my breaths were in my body. But then it kind of started to get deeper when I started to do ice baths. I felt the first time I had it that the connection with my body just kind of clicked for the first time. And then I was like, okay, then this pain is not reasonable anymore. Like, I can't accept the fact that I will have pain every month. And I started to look into ways. I went gluten-free, dairy-free for a time, no caffeine, but the pain was there. Took supplements, but I have to take them every month. This is what I have tried for the last 2 years. And then I was at some point like, okay, I'm just gonna accept it. That's fine. And then we had the neural energetic encoding technique in Yes Supply, and with practice during the cohort, I have done it a couple of times on different things, but it didn't come to mind to do it on period pain until I
Mhm.
actually graduated, and then I was like, wait a second, why didn't I use this technique? Let me. It wasn't even let me try it. It was more like I'm ready to release this. And I guess that made really the difference in using the technique as well. I tried once and I felt like I was disconnected. I couldn't really connect to my subconscious mind. And I was like, fine, we'll leave it today. And after a while, I tried again. And then I had this readiness, I guess, to go back into the past and release this. I would say probably it was a decision at the time, a limiting decision for me that th- being a woman, I'm supposed to have this pain. Um, it was I had during that technique the insight that I was using that pain every month to actually seek attention,
Oh,
which
wow.
was yeah, which was like, what? Wait a second, what am I doing here? Um, and then it was also really holding into my emotions every time. I've grown up as a quiet person, a peacemaker, as they call it, and I thought that was me. That's who I am. I'm supposed to just suppress my emotions and hide them because that's being kind, that's being nice, and that's being me, Iman.
Hmm.
So it was so like very deep that moment. It was transformational. I had such a breakthrough that I was like, these things work if you allow yourself to open your mind to it and open your heart to it as well. It's really, I can't explain it, but it was transformational this year that I was like, I want to teach everyone to do this technique and empower them to learn it themselves so they can also practice it.
I love that. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. And that it sounds like it was really intense. Like the fact that you
Yeah,
had to take time off of school, you had to take time off of work. Like it wasn't just a little headache. This was something that would throw you
no.
off for days. So I'm so curious. So it sounds like you use neural energetic encoding, which is such an amazing technique. And what was the prompt that you used or the suggestion? Was it um, what is the root cause of me feeling pain every month, or what is the root cause of this belief? What was the thing that you dug in your subconscious mind for?
It was for me, what was the root cause of me holding into pain?
Okay. Wow. That's really deep.
I Yes, so through the many sessions we had in the cohort, I realized at some point that we are making choices every time, and one of the choices we make, and at some point it's a decision, is holding into pain and holding into drama and making life difficult so it's meaningful, it's deep, it's a story we can tell others about. And I came to a point where I don't want to make that choice anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so now on the other side of it, using neural energetic encoding to release it, how are you every month? Do you feel absolutely nothing now?
It's pain free. I know that
Wow.
something is happening in my body, but it's pain
Yeah.
free. I usually take the first day, 2 days actually off from anything. Now it's a normal day. I do take like rest or try to go slow on those days, but it's nothing like before.
That is so amazing to hear. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. And I'm
Thank
just so
you.
grateful for you to share your story because it'll just help. Like, maybe it won't be for everyone, but it just helps people know that there are other options out there to explore
Absolutely.
if you're dealing with these sorts of things. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on to share. I'd love to hear how are you now using the techniques in your life and in your business?
So for me personally, whenever I face something, I'm like, okay, hold a moment. Am I doing here? And let's go back and see. So we have different techniques in Yes Supply. I still use the NEE, mostly before bed because that's the time where I feel like it's really quiet in my mind.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just like now much more easier. Just go back and release this decision that I made maybe at some point. Let's release this emotion. Where is it coming from? And sometimes I have to do it twice or three times on the same emotion or same belief.
Hmm.
But now it's much smoother than the beginning. So I did have resistance towards going back and releasing things. But the more I practice it, the more easier it gets. I also use it with my clients in coaching sessions where we go back, release beliefs, limiting beliefs, or limiting emotions, or limiting decisions. I have also used it in so what I have is I have a course on nervous system regulation in Arabic, and we have monthly calls.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, and during those calls, we released shame, and in another call we released fear. So I had a workshop on abundance, and then we released some beliefs that are limiting us from receiving and welcoming more abundance in our life. So I use it personally still and with my clients a lot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're bringing this to the Arabic community as well and just continuing to share the message and I'm sure translating a lot of things. So
Yeah.
that is just so beautiful. But yeah, you've shared such a great example of, questioning our beliefs and breaking generational beliefs and generational patterns because
Yes.
a lot of things, like you were saying, we're told you're always going to have to deal with it. It's always been this way. It's always going to continue to be this way. And at a certain point, we can just stop and we can question it and say, is there any other option? One
Yeah.
big thing that's coming to mind in my personal life is childbirth, right? I was always fed and I was always very fearful of childbirth because in the movies it seems like, this thing that our bodies can't handle and we're always told about the pain and everything like that. And so when I got pregnant, I realized this is something that I needed to work through and I
Mm.
did a lot of subconscious rewiring. I watched video after video after video of women having positive birth experiences to rewire my brain in the opposite way. And I ended up having both my babies with no anesthesia, just using hypnosis and EFT and positive mindset. So
Amazing.
the mind is very powerful. And shifting the emotions and the beliefs is very powerful. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing. And if anybody's watching this and you want to try the techniques for yourself, if you're wanting to be a coach as well, this is one of the tools that Iman learned in the Yes Apply Method coaching certification. And if you're watching and you just want to use these tools for yourself, definitely check out Iman's work. And we also at Yes Apply have a course called Yes It's Yours, where you're able to go through and use the techniques for any area of your life, whether it's wealth, health, abundance, relationships, everything like that. So, as we wrap up our chat today, if you want to share where people can find you and if you have any last thoughts or words to share, that would be so beautiful.
Yes, so I am currently active in the Arabic community. So I have my profile in Arabic, Sakan al-Ruh. So it's SAKANEROUH. And with the English, which I'm starting again to be active on, that would be the same words, but then it's second point arroh. And second arroh means soul sanctuary. So in that
Beautiful.
space, we just use different techniques and we actually work through the subconscious mind from different angles. We try to help ourselves in ways that support us. And I hope you can find your peace and inner peace there. So please join and welcome in my space.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming here and sharing your story today, Iman.
Thank you. Thank you, Reese.